What's good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason, and we are back here for another one tonight. We're gonna look at the defense, preview it heading into training camp because there's a lot of names to go over when we're talking about the defense. Some names some of you might not even be familiar with, some surprise names. So we'll go over that. We're going to talk about Xavien Howard. Barry Jackson dropped some stuff on him a couple days ago. We'll talk about that. We're also going to go in and we're going to talk about NFL.com predicted who they think the 2021 MVPs for each team will be. So we'll go over that. Bleacher Report wrote an article talking about the 5 biggest winners and the 5 biggest losers of the offseason. So we'll definitely talk about that. I also want to just skim over, if you guys haven't seen it, SI.com, their Monday morning quarterback today was actually written by Miami Dolphin Malcolm Perry. So we'll talk about that as well. But yeah, we got quite a bit to go over. Then, as usual, after we go over everything, I'm gonna open it up to you guys. We'll bring y'all on. We'll talk about all that kind of stuff, and yeah, man, we got a lot to go over for a time where a lot of people consider it a slow news period right now. There's still quite a bit to talk about with the Miami Dolphins. So we'll talk about that kind of stuff, man. Hope everyone had a fantastic Independence Day weekend. I don't know if y'all know, but up here we don't have the luxury. It wasn't a long weekend for us up here. We don't have that luxury, but I hope all of y'all had a great long weekend. Celebrated with some barbecue, some cookouts, all that kind of stuff, man. So it's a normal Monday up here in the Great White North, man. So it is what it is. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Let's give some shout out to everyone in the chat that's shown up so far. Troy Hicks, Trust the Flow says, Chad, Adriel Heat, John, DY2 Street King, Yawa, Nate G, John Featherland, Samuel Rosa, Foxing Around, Florida Born, Vickin, Barry Bailey, Cypher, Jeff Premont, Roy Smith, Hammer, Martina, Chef Jew, Justice, Wooback. What else we got here? We got a bunch of y'all coming in. J Bala, I'm gonna hit Wooback, Fins for Life, Brandon Smith, Zachary, Junior, Jorge, Mr. C Brown. Appreciate all y'all. David Figley, Jared, Jacob, how you guys doing tonight? Ernesto, how you guys doing? Yeah, so we got a lot to go over before I open it up to you guys. Yeah, David, I did see that Phinside had used my trade proposal. That was written by Clump. What up, Rip? Tupac, what up, Lloyd, G2 James? So yeah, I saw that. Fake Spike, what's good? Yeah, so I saw that because Clump wrote that article, right? So Q, what up? Corn72, what up? All right. So we're about to hit 100 in the room. When we hit 100 in the room, we'll hop into everything here. Tomorrow night, guys, I'm gonna be back and we'll go over my thank you, Junior. Appreciate it. What up, Andrew? We're gonna go over my picks for the potential breakout candidates. Cap for life. Oh man, you kill me, bro. We're gonna go over tomorrow night. We're gonna go over my 5 breakout candidates for the Miami Dolphins. We'll talk about some other news and stuff too. But yeah, we'll look at the 5 breakout candidates, I think, for the 2021 season. Thank you, Corn. I appreciate it. Yeah, Cap, I'm never gonna pressure y'all and shove it in your face to donate. If you want to donate, there's a super chat, there's a PayPal link below, there's a Patreon. If you guys feel like donating, hey, by your own accord, do it. It just helps me because some of my film studies get demonetized, right? So that means the whole video will get demonetized. So I won't make anything on the video unless there's donations. So that's really the only reason. And I put in hours when I do my film studies. That Raekwon Davis, I know I keep saying it, but that Raekwon Davis is coming this week. I've started piecing it together. So that'll be coming this week. I've just been working on an editing process for my film studies. I want to be able to highlight the players. So I'm going to not like how I used to do last year, where actually was a lot of work. I'm using a program. So that's why I've been tinkering with to get that down. So that's where I'm at. Appreciate you, Tony. So that's why it's taking a little bit longer, because I'm just getting that down pat, just so my film studies can look a little bit better, a little bit crisper. I can highlight the players for you guys in a video editing program. So that'll be coming this week. We'll look at Raekwon Davis. I'll have him against the run, and I'll have him against the pass. We'll break that down. And then next week, this will be easier to do. Next week, I'll be doing Xavien Howard. We'll look at all 10 of his interceptions. We'll look at the impact Byron Jones had on them, how he handled them with his baiting technique, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what we'll do, man. So we'll have a couple film studies coming your way before training camp hits. Don't worry. So that'll be coming. And if you're a Patreon or a member of the channel, it'll be actually coming to you first. So I'll be uploading it to Patreon, and I'll be releasing it to members only first, and then I will release it to everyone else. So yeah, keep on lookout for that. I'm probably going to release it either Thursday or Friday to members of the channel and Patreons, and then Saturday I'll release it to the rest of the public for you guys to look at, so you have the weekend to look at it. So it should be about like a 12 to 15 minute video in total. So yeah, appreciate everyone still coming in, man. We're up to 130. I love all y'all for coming through again. Hope y'all had a really good Independence Day weekend. Shout out to Kazajaka, Ramon Casillas. What up? Just joined Dolphin. That's Dolph Freaky. Yeah, that's the homie right there. Mike Favre. What's good, man? Dolph Freaky is the homie. For sure. If you guys remember, I was the first one that kind of put her, I was the first one that put her up on. I had her as a special guest way back, like episode 80 something. That's the homie though. She's a really good person. So, what up, Big John Stud? Appreciate you, Fins for Life, for the $2 donation. I cannot wait. When I get down there in October, I'm definitely gonna be linking up with Dolph Freaky. That's for sure. Yeah, Jorge, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll give you something like that before. I would probably do that during training camp, to be honest with you, just as the rosters finalize. Oh, she gave me a shout out, Ramon. Cool. I didn't know she was live tonight. I know her show was coming this week. I didn't know she was live. Dolph Freaky's the homie. She's a great person. God bless her husband, because some of those simps on Twitter are unbelievable, man. Like, they just, honestly, it's disgusting, some of the comments she gets, man. And she's such a good person. She got some of the cutest kids in the world too. Her daughter looks exactly like her, Mia. We have each other on Facebook. She's a fantastic person. One of my favorite people in this community, man. For sure. She's great. If you want to see her when I had her on, it's like episode 80 something. You got to go way back. So what up, Jason? How you doing, brother? What up, Leezy? So, all right, let's get into this. We got some stuff we got to cover. Then I want to open it up to all of you. What up, Red Comet? How you doing? Yeah, no simping, man. Just enjoy her. She's a fan. You know what I mean? She's a super fan. She loves the team, man. So if y'all want something classic, I don't know. I'll tell y'all right now, there's 141 of you in the room right now. Guys, when you see voting for fan of the year, the thing that Big E won last year, vote for Dolph Freaky. You don't have to vote for me. I've already had people say they'll vote for me. That's cool. I'm backing up Dolph Freaky. I want to see a female win it this year. And if you go back, there was a displaced fan contest she lost years ago. Make up for it. Make her the fan of the year. Honestly, she's so humble. She's so nice. I don't think anyone would rep the team better than her as fan of the year. She deserves it. You know, I'm kind of, I have a abrasive side to me. She doesn't have any of that. So, you know, give her some love. What up, Ricky? Appreciate it, man. So, yeah, if there's someone I would nominate, it's Allie. She's awesome. She's amazing. Um, she's such a good person. How is Russell doing? Tony donates $5 to ask. I haven't talked to Russell, but he did tweet me, but it was like late at night last week, and I actually forgot to get back to him. Apparently the GoFundMe has been closed down, and that's because the ex-wife's family, the baby mama's family, has been getting involved and trying to get their hands on that money. But he did give me a Cash App. Hammer, her name is Allie Goodman. ALLIEGOODMAN. Allie Goodman. She's yeah, Russell, he hit me up last week. Let me actually show y'all what happened. I can show y'all the tweets he sent to me so you can see exactly what went down, just because I know I'm missing something here. He has his Cash App in there too, if people still want to donate and show love. So let me bring it up for y'all so you can see. All right. Still thinking about Russell, man. All right. Okay, here you go. Actually, I can't show because there's his phone number in the one, so I don't want to show that. He reached out to me and he said, I'll put his Cash App up for you guys to see though, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I'll show you the two messages he sent me. I won't show you the third because his phone number's in it, so I don't want to put that on blast on YouTube with like 150 people in the room and growing. Okay, so Russell hit me up. He said, "Hey, bud, again, I can't thank you enough. Let me see the like. Let me hit a like. Uh, enough for all the support. I have shut down the GoFundMe due to their fees, but if everyone still would like to donate, I will give you my Cash App. And on a personal level, the mother side of the family is causing a bunch of chaos, which has made everything harder. I have custody of my daughter now, but they're fighting me or trying to. I've lawyered up. I'm never letting her in that toxic environment, so I've been real busy with everything. But I know, I see all your support. It means the world. Love you, Russell. Hope everything's doing well. I'm gonna put up your Cash App right now if anyone wants to donate to the homie Russell. And y'all did such a good job. Appreciate each and every one of you. For reaching out and for showing love to Russell during this hard time, man. So here's his Cash App. Um, There you go. That's his Cash App. $ Russell space Voris. If you guys want to donate, um, there you go, right there. He doesn't have his GoFundMe up right now, so yeah, I appreciate Russell, man. I hope you're doing well, homie. I know you're watching. Sending you nothing but love, prayers, and hoping you're getting into a healing process, man. Appreciate you. Vic, and no, I did not watch Larry's on Saturday. I was busy and I actually crashed really early. I was out by like 10:30. I was clonked. So yeah, guys, if you want to support Russell, that's his Cash App. Go show some love. Appreciate all of you who have already shown a bunch of support, man. He's a great person, and just needs our help during this crazy, crazy time. All right, let's hop into everything. So let's start off with Xavien Howard news because this is becoming a daily occurrence. There's something new. So, and Ramon, I did see you upped his monthly to $40 a month, man. Appreciate you, homie. Appreciate you a ton, dude. Love you, dude. Like that really helps, like you wouldn't believe, man. Um, all right. So this is what is going down with what Barry had to say about Xavien Howard. So Each side has won, with the clock ticking toward the late July start of training camp. The Dolphins have been hesitant to rip up Howard's 5-year, $75.5 million deal that was signed in May 2019 and give him the raise he covets, but they haven't publicly ruled it out, even while remaining non-committal with Howard for much of the offseason. For Howard, the decision is twofold. If the Dolphins don't relent, whether to sit out training camp and potentially beyond, or two, whether to demand a trade. A source close to Howard, who turns 28 on Sunday, which was yesterday, happy birthday, Xavien Howard, says he expects to hold out at the start of training camp if he hasn't been given a raise by that point, but acknowledged it's possible he could change his mind. Two sources close to Howard say they expect an eventual trade request, with one noting that Howard has been really upset about the Dolphins. I told all of y'all. I told each and every one of y'all about the new deals. Howard has been really, quote unquote, really upset about the Dolphins doing new deals for other players, but not him. That's actually my first time reading this. I actually made a note of wanting to share this just when I read up to here. So that's my first time actually reading this. I told y'all that Baker thing didn't sit well with him. I told all of y'all. I don't know why Jason Sanders wouldn't sit well with him, but okay. Anyways, one associate said Howard was particularly annoyed after the Jason Sanders extension. Wow. This was nothing against Sanders, whom he respects, but according to his friend, more of a case of the Dolphins taking care of somebody else contractually before him. If the Dolphins call his bluff, would Howard really sit out the entire season, costing him $12.1 million in base salary, coupled with heavy fines for not showing up? Unlikely. Perhaps in that scenario, he would show up begrudgingly before the September 12th opener against New England and be a malcontent employee until his contract expires or until the Dolphins move on, whichever comes first. Howard's agent, David Cantor, is declining comment on the matter. The Dolphins could avoid all that by simply giving Howard an additional $8 million or so in new guaranteed money, which allowed him to jump Byron Jones in combined base salary roster bonus due over the next 4 years. Miami would also likely need to guarantee some of Howard's 2022 salary, none of which is guaranteed. Jones is due $55.3 million from 2021 to 2024, though only $20 million of that is guaranteed, $14 million in 2021 and $6 million next year. Howard is due $49 million from 2021 to 2024, though only $12.1 million of that is guaranteed, all in 2021. Wow. What can't happen from a Dolphins standpoint? A trade. Howard is too vital to the Dolphins' defensive success to trade merely for draft picks. I agree. Last October, after Howard conveyed that he would be open to the trade, but stopped short of asking for one, an NFL person who spoke with the Dolphins management before the trade deadline said the Dolphins would only trade Howard if they could get a Laramie Tunsil return back, meaning 2 firsts and a player, or 2 first-rounders and a number 2. Howard's former agent wasn't given permission to talk to teams. One person who speaks often with the Dolphins front office said it would be a surprise to him if the Dolphins trade Howard. I don't expect a trade, but a trade cannot be ruled out unless the Dolphins tell other teams during potential training camp holdout that he's not available. If the Dolphins made that kind of trade in August, the draft picks wouldn't be any of help in the 2021 season, obviously, and this regime wants to win immediately. That said, this regime's history, at least with Minkah Fitzpatrick and Kiko Alonso, has been to trade unhappy players if Miami doesn't appear to be getting equal value back. But Howard is more important than either of those players. I mean, you could combine those players. He's more important. The logical solution, I asked a former NFC general manager, and he said he would give Howard a modest pay boost, either with additional guarantees or a prorated signing bonus because of his immense value to the Dolphins' defense. What about calling his bluff and seeing if he will come back before the regular season opener? I don't know what that serves long term, said the former executive, who asked not to be identified because he's still involved in the game. He's been a good player for a long time. He has a good argument to say he outperformed his contract. He's one of the best corners in the game, and you can make the case to reward somebody that you drafted and developed. I would try to avoid trading him. So, a ton to unpack there. Tony asks, is Cantor the reason regarding the remaining years is not enough due to him needing a new contract to collect fees? I can't sit here and say Duke, yes, he turned 28 years old yesterday. I can't sit here and say Cantor is the reason because This was clearly on the table going back to October, right? Now, here's my thing. If he just wants more guaranteed money than Byron Jones, what the hell is the holdup? What is the holdup? Just do it. Just make it happen. Why would you even wait on that? Like, just do it. It's like $8 million over the next 4 years. Come on. Are we really being penny pinchers in this situation with this guy? Just make it happen. That should not even... Tony says the holdup is Cantor can't collect money, right? I mean, that might be the holdup for Cantor, but let me ask you this. Let me put you in X's position. Let's say you're Xavien Howard, okay? And the Dolphins come to you and say, listen, we'll guarantee you, we'll put you over the top of Byron Jones. Let me ask you this. You really going to give a crap what David Cantor gets paid? I'd be like, no, I want my money. But Barry Jackson here is insinuating that it's only about being more higher guarantee than Byron Jones. So I don't know what the holdup is. Like, don't tear up the new contract. Just add money to it. Like, is it really just guaranteed money? Or does this guy want to have the highest annual average salary? And I find it interesting that one source close to him says basically that he could get to the point where he demands a trade, but he's not there yet. And October, he basically said he was down for a trade, but he stopped short of asking for one. Now, my guess is if he doesn't get a new contract, Tony, if they just add new money, I think there would just be a fee like hours spent and et cetera, that X would have to pay out of his own pocket to Cantor. He'd probably just bill him, right? Just to bill him. That's all it would be. But if this is just guaranteed money, just give the man his money. What are we waiting for here, bro? Get this man into training camp. Let's go. If we're going to win in the next 2 years, he's going to be a vital part of this. And if David Cantor is worried about his ass getting paid and I'm X, and they're willing to up my guarantee, I say, David, been nice knowing you, but if you're not going to sign it, I will. So, yeah, I can't, it's got to be more, you know what I mean? Obviously he's pissed off about the fact that I told each and every one of y'all that he was mad about other guys getting taken care of than himself. Now I'm surprised he's more pissed off about Jason Sanders than he is about Jerome Baker, but here we are. So just pay the man. If it's all about getting more money than Byron Jones, give him $25 a year more than Byron Jones and call it a freaking day. Like, that's it. Exactly, y'all. It's a pissing contest. Like, give me a break. Just pay the man. If anyone earned it on this defense, it's this guy. And I don't even know why he's mad. Those guys needed to be extended. Jason needed to be extended. You know how I feel about Jerome Baker. I think we overpaid, but he needed to be extended. X, you're 1 year into your extension. I don't know why them being signed is rubbing you the wrong way. Yet I knew it. That was going to be a reason. I knew it. Yeah, Tony, you only have about $5.27 million. But you could start the guaranteed money next year because you already had $12 million guaranteed this year. Right? So up the guarantee for each year moving forward. This year, just hit the base, the incentives, up the incentives. So remember, Martina, anything less than a Tunsil haul was last October. The market has changed. Stephon Gilmore's holding out. Everyone knows X is playing hardball. Back then, it wasn't really a renownedly known thing. You know what I mean? Now it's a known thing that he's holding out. So that's changed. I'm telling you right now. That was back October when they said the Tunsil haul. We are now in June. You know, we're like 8 months later. So that's changed. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, that's it. So, hey, you know, I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter. I posted a poll today. I got almost 1,000. Let's see. I got almost 1,000. Let's see where we're at right now. Almost 1,000 responses to this thing, and I was surprised by Dolphin fans. So let me bring this up. We got about 934 votes. I did this. If you want, there's still time to vote till tomorrow morning. I'm going to show y'all what went down right here. So I basically said, listen, if you were Chris Grier, what would be the highest priority to you? Extending Gesicki, reworking Xavien's deal, extending Ogba. In a landslide, out of almost 1,000 votes, reworking Xavien Howard's deal crushed the competition. Absolutely crushed the competition. 63.2%. Wow. So I didn't even vote. So, I mean, but I got to agree with them. I would have taken care of X before we even signed Jerome Baker. I would have signed Jason Sanders first because the guy's an all-pro. But Xavien would have been my first priority. Him and Jason Sanders would have been the priority. Honestly, and then I would extend Ogba before I extend Gesicki. I would see what I have with Hunter Long in this tight end room, and then look at to extend Gesicki either during the season if he's being reasonable, or before free agency hits. I ain't paying Gesicki 11 to 13 million a year, but yeah, I think Xavien Howard is a necessity moving forward if we're gonna win, guys. I hate to say it because I hate to put so much on one person's shoulders, but I don't think we're winning. I don't think we're winning a Super Bowl or an AFC championship without Xavien Howard, guys. I mean, the reason why we came back and almost beat the Kansas City Chiefs was because Xavien Howard. So, I think Xavien Howard's the move, man. So, all right. Anyways, that's the Xavien as the world turns. Hold on. As Xavien Howard's world turns, that's the update for today. I can't wait till what we see tomorrow because there'll be something new. All right, let's get into this. Speaking of Xavien Howard, NFL.com put out an article where they selected who they project the MVP for each team to be in 2021, and this is what they said. For the Miami Dolphins, the Dolphins will be over the moon if this season ends with Tua Tagovailoa earning team MVP honors, but we simply didn't see enough from the 2020 number 5 overall pick to get on that train right now. Get on that train right now, baby. Choo choo before it leaves the station because I don't want to hear people hopping on that train when he's out here killing it. Anyways, so we'll look to the other side of the ball and tab all-pro cornerback Xavien Howard, fresh off a season in which he led football with 10 interceptions, the first double-digit pick output by an NFL player in 12 seasons. Howard is a legit lockdown corner who can make an entire defense better, even in the games where he isn't stuffing the stat sheet with turnovers. So NFL.com projected Xavien Howard to be the team MVP for 2021. Here's hoping they're right and he plays, but the offensive side of me wants Tua to be that guy. So, I mean, hey, but I'll take it. That is crazy talk. We talking about Super Bowl and X is the final piece to win the Super Bowl. We are far from. Listen, guys. Jesus Lord Almighty, can you use your ears? Like, is this really that complicated? I said if you're gonna win an AFC Championship. I said if you're gonna win a Super Bowl in the next 2 to 3 years, and if Xavien Howard is gonna need to be on the team. Jesus Christ. Lord, give me a sign. Help me with these people. You can literally put the receipt out verbally and they can't even hear you right and they misconstrue your words. My God. This is like Jesus Lord. Christ Almighty. Like, am I going to have to start a hearing aid charity here or something like that? Reason supports the hearing of Dolphins. Oh my God. Oh, it's unreal sometimes, man. Like, geez, what do you guys hear? Every second word? And then try to piece it together? You guys kill me. I swear to God. Anyways. Bones, comprehension is very poor this day. Brother, you couldn't be more right. Even on Twitter, where you can literally write it so they can sit there and read it over and over and over again, they still can't comprehend it. It's oh my God. It kills me. Get the family discount. Reason, yeah, thumbs up for the hearing impaired. There you go. Hit that thumb button. Yeah. Oh my God, kills me. Okay. So we got a couple other things. We got 2 more things to get into. Then we get into the defense. So I'm just gonna go over this quickly. Just real quick. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I implore you, go read it. The Monday Morning Quarterback. There's just a part of it that I'm like, yo, I gotta talk about this because this is hilarious. So the Monday Morning Quarterback of Malcolm Perry wrote it today. Just because Albert Breer is out on vacation. So go read it. It's about him growing up, et cetera, on a military base. So usually every week, Albert Breer does this thing where he does, 10 views from the sideline. It's about like other sports and stuff. Well, Malcolm Perry decided to do, he says he likes his 6 from the sideline and 10 takeaways. So I thought I'd leave you with my 10 random football thoughts. 1, orange Gatorade is in a league of its own, the best flavor. I wholeheartedly agree, Malcolm. Orange Gatorade is fantastic, and it quenches the thirst like no other. 110%, you're right. Taking your cleats off after practice is a top 3 feeling. I remember back in the day, 110% sure, especially after you're running sprints. Jesus, and suicides with the yard lines. It was unbelievable. Putting on your jersey and shoulder pads shouldn't be as hard as it is. Brother, I agree, because I would have my jersey over my shoulder pads and I would put it over and I'd always have to ask a teammate help pull it down for me on the back, and then over my rib protectors, right? Because I usually have my rib protectors flapped out, and then I'd pull my rib protectors in, I would strap them up, and then I would have to get it pulled over. So I wholeheartedly agree with that. David, I can't agree with you with blue Gatorade, orange all the way. Chick-fil-A is the best cheat day meal. I'm going to tell you all a story right now. This is great. So, what was it? I think it was like 20. My daughter was born. So it was 2019 before COVID hit. It was April 2019. My daughter was only, my daughter was only, no, when was it? Was it? It must have been July. Anyways, it was 2019. My daughter was, she was just under, she was 11 months old. So yeah, it was April. So anyways, fantastic. Here you go. So I go to one of your gas stations out there, right? And it wasn't a 7-Eleven. It was, what is it, Wawa or whatever? It was one of those other gas stations. And so I go to pump the gas, right? And I go, yo, Irving, just get rid of the person. Because I can't see this person, whoever Drip Entertainment is. Oh. Da-da-da-da-da. So anyways, yeah, it was Wawa. So anyways, it was the Wawa. It's across from a Chick-fil-A. It's in the Kissimmee Lake Nona region of Orlando, right? Like the Chick-fil-A was like right across the street. Anyways, so guys, I am like how I am up here. This is what y'all don't get. I am not some gimmick. Like, I will bring it to your doorstep in person. I'm just like that, okay? So anyways, so me and my wife, we stop where we're going to fill up. And I go to pump, and it won't let me pump. And like we had a long day, and I'm like, oh man, these fucking guys are gonna make me walk in, pay, and then come back out. So I walk in, and I go to pay the guy. And this is all based off Chick-fil-A. I got a story here. So I hadn't had Chick-fil-A yet before in my life. All right. So I walk in to the Wawa or whatever, and the guy behind the counter was just a jackass. Okay, like just a flat out jackass. Drip, I saw you didn't do anything. You're just giving your opinion. You're not going to get banned. I didn't see your original comment. You're good, even though I don't agree with you. So anyway, well, he's obviously not Dion or Rivas, so I agree with you on that. Anyway, so I go in, and this guy, like, I'm like 5'11", okay? This guy is like maybe 5'6", 5'7", and it's him and a girl working behind the counter. So I go and I pay. And I let him know. I said, yo, why couldn't I just pay at the pump? Oh, well, I noticed it's a rental car. And I'm like, so? I mean, what? Because I have a rental car, I'm going to pump and dip? So, bro, I got my wife sitting in the passenger seat. What the hell? I said, I'm not some teenager, man. And he started getting lippy with me. Like, he started getting super lippy with me just off that rebuttal. Long story short, I basically told the guy, listen, stop running your mouth. Let's take this outside. Let's go right now. I'm down. Let's go. Stop running your mouth. Let's go, little man. You got your little short man complex. Let's go outside right now. I was not in the mood. I had a long day. Not having it. I'm like, let's go outside right now. So this guy would not come out. You know what I mean? And I was even like, I went outside, turned around, I waited for him. I gave him this, like, look at your little short guy. I'll mess you up. Like, let's go. Well, I didn't say I'll mess you up. I was way more aggressive than that. But anyways, so I get back. This guy won't come. A customer comes out who heard the whole thing. And he's like, yo, just forget it, man. That guy's an idiot. Da, 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 da. And so, I kind of give him a couple more chirps and I walk away, whatever. I get in the car and my wife loses her mind. Loses her mind. And I'm like, why are you flipping out? You know what I mean? Like, this guy was talking shit. I wasn't in the mood for it. I was ready to put that ass on blast, period. Like, it's over when that guy walks out. Like, he's getting crushed. All right? And my wife's just flipping. Whatever. And I'm like, why are you flipping out? Da-da-da-da-da. So whatever. Speed out. We start, like, she starts just laying into me. And we're in the Chick-fil-A. And we go across the street to the Chick-fil-A. I ordered the chicken sandwich, whatever. And we're driving home, and she's still just in the ear. And I'm like, yo, fucking for real? Like, what's going on here? Like, you know what I mean? And my mom had come on the trip with us. She was home with the kid. We had gone to Disney Springs that night. So anyway, so we come back. Wife won't even come in. She's pissed. So she eats her Chick-fil-A in the car by herself. I go in, I'm eating Chick-fil-A. My mom was like, I'm not going to say my wife's name, but she's like, where's your wife? Well, I will say my wife's name. She's like, where's Sahara? And I'm like, yeah, she's in the car. She's flipping out on me. Da 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 da. She's like, why you flip? She flipped out here. So I told her what went down. And I'm sitting there eating this chicken sandwich, and I'm pissed. But this is like a damn fine chicken sandwich. And my mom goes to me. She's like, "You're a fucking idiot." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Do you know you're in an open carry state?" She's like, "That guy could have felt threatened, walked out with a shotgun, and blown you away right in front of the gas station, and that would have been that." I was so heated at this guy at the Wawa, so mad, it didn't even cross my mind that it was an open carry state. I was like, I didn't even cross my mind. I was just like, oh shit. So then the wife came in, and I was like, okay, I see your point, baby. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, but moral of the story was one of the best chicken sandwiches I've ever had in my life. And I didn't get to enjoy it fully and thoroughly with my wife because of some idiot at a Wawa who could have blown my brains out and I wouldn't even know. Because, I'm from up north here, man. Like, it's illegal if you can't carry open up here. And I come from a time, I'm 36, man. We used to settle it with knucks, man. That's it. Knuck up, buck up. That's it. And I'm not used to being in a place. Now, I'm going to be having the homie ball game and some of y'all coming with me strapped. So we're good if I get into one of those situations again. But that's my story of my first ever Chick-fil-A. Absolutely amazing sandwich. And what is with someone standing outside in a drive-thru and taking your order, and then that little tent thing? Like, that was the real, like, that was the most confusing. I was like, why even have the speaker? Like, this is the most confusing thing in the world. Like, damn. But that chicken sandwich, oh my god. Unbelievable stuff. Come on, Hammer. Chick-fil-A does not suck. That was absolutely fantastic. So, anyways, that's my Chick-fil-A story. That's my first ever Chick-fil-A filet experience. So then he continues on. No superstition is a dumb superstition. He said he never got tired in Pee Wee football. He said there's no better sound than that long whistle in practice or conditioning. This is what made me laugh. First, I said naps on the bus or plane are elite. Air Force and Army fight for second and third, obviously because he's a Navy. You don't know fear until a bee flies into your helmet. That is classic. That is absolutely hilarious, okay? Because all I can picture is Malcolm Perry out there doing his version of the cha-cha, swatting at his helmet, trying to get this thing out. Like, and as a man who's going to have to serve, it's crazy that a bee in your helmet is, I've never actually had a bee in my helmet. Thank God. So, I mean, that's crazy. I think that's absolutely hilarious. So, I mean, I think the only more fearful thing was, and I don't know how it would, but if a bee got in your jock strap, I think that would be real fear. That'd be blood curdling fear. So, Hammer is just hammering away at Chick-fil-A right now in the comment section. I mean, I haven't had the grilled Mike. I wonder if it is good. It was fantastic. I don't like mayo. I despise mayo. So I actually put some honey mustard on that with a piece of cheese. Whoo! That stuff was banging, okay? Banging. And the one thing, I'm going to answer your question, Wooback. The one thing that I want to try yet that I have not been able to try is I need to try Sonic, people. I need to try Sonic so bad. I'm like itching for it. So that's my goal when I come out this time around is Sonic. And are there any good barbecue spots in the Orlando area? Like, I'll be coming down to Miami with Rhino, Dame, and Ball Game. I'm sure there's some spots out there, but damn. Armando says, I once got stung by a bee on my chest and then went to play paintball later that day. I got hit by oh, that hurt. You want to know my first ever bee sting? I was a kid and I was at this okay, first of all, I'll tell you my first ever bee sting. Can't believe I remember this. First of all, I said I'd answer your question, so I'm gonna answer your question. Wooback, do you think Malcolm Perry will be on the Fins roster this year? I think his best shot is the practice squad, bro. My first ever bee sting, I was at like this outdoor concert for children, and it landed like right here. And I remember my mom saying to me, "Don't move, don't swat it, don't do anything, just let it fly, get off you and fly away." And it stung me anyways. And I'll never forget that ever, as long as I live. The first time my mom ever lied to me. So yeah, it's a good article. Go read it. It just talks about him growing up as a military brat and now the platform he has with the Dolphins. Monday morning quarterback. It's a good one. Let's go read it out, guys. All right. Bleacher Report put out an article talking about the 5 biggest winners and the 5 biggest losers of free agency. And here's the thing. They had Tua Tagovailoa as a winner. So this is what it goes on to say. Tua Tagovailoa's biggest offseason win came when the Dolphins decided not to draft a quarterback in the first round. Why would they? Miami was in prime signal caller position at number 3 overall, but it traded to pick to San Francisco, all but confirming that Tagovailoa would be the starter in 2021. The kid's been a winner everywhere he's been. I'm really excited for him, especially to have an offseason under his belt. And I think that'll be really important for him. General manager Chris Greer said of Tagovailoa before the draft. Instead of drafting a quarterback, Miami grabbed Tagovailoa's former Alabama teammate and receiver Jalen Waddle at number 6. Dolphins also added wide out Will Fuller and running back Malcolm Brown in free agency. Tua went 6-3 as a rookie last season, and the new reinforcements should only help the offense. He will have to take that next step as well, but he has the organization's backing. In that sense, it's not hard to consider Tagovailoa a winner. So, some of the other names on this list for you. The winner was the New York Jets. I told all y'all Robert Saleh was one of the best signings. I told y'all 2 years ago Joe Douglas is going to turn that franchise around. People hated on me. Here you are. Loser, they had the Minnesota Vikings for not getting Justin Fields. The Vikings wanted Fields and lost him to a bitter division rival. Winner Joe Burrow, and that's because obviously Jamar Chase was added. So and then it goes on to talk about how they added Riley Reef and guard Jackson Carman. So it also talks about how their defense improved. They had Jimmy Garoppolo as a loser, obviously because of Trey Lance. It's not a surprise. Winner Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that's because they're bringing back all 22 offensive and defensive starters. So that's why they had him. Cam Newton is a loser. Well, I could have told you that without you having to make a list because he re-signed with the Patriots and watched as New England added all Hunter Henry, Nelson Aguilar, Jonnu Smith, and Kendrick Bourne. And then the fact that they drafted Mac Jones at 15. And he's only making $5 million this year with incentives up to $9 million. And then the Houston Texans they have as a loser because of the whole situation with Deshaun Watson going on. And then, yeah, that's basically it. So it talks about the quarterback situation right now. And it has Browns DC Joe Woods as a winner just because of they added Jadeveon Clowney, John Johnson, Troy Hill, Anthony Walker, Greg Newsome, and Jeremiah Wusu-Karamoa. And then they have the loser as the Packers fan base because of the Aaron Rodgers situation. So Tua Tagovailoa considered a winner this offseason by Bleacher Report. He's got to put it on the field, man. Yo, you got to put it on the field. So now, before I open it up to you, let's hop in to the preview. We'll do the special teams next week, and then the week after that, we'll do a roster prediction based on the team, the team heading into training camp. Okay, so here is your Miami Dolphins defense heading into 2021 training camp. Now, first of all, I just want to go over the positions. Left end, nose tackle / DT. If you're gonna go 4-man sets, right end, I put the Sam strong side, Mike middle linebacker, Will weak side linebacker, and then the Jack. That Jack is the same as basically it's almost the same as a Leo, or if you go by Rex Ryan would call him a rush linebacker, right? So Leo's kind of a Pete Carroll term. So Jack linebacker is kind of a hybrid, but mainly a pass rusher. Usually use an undersized defensive end. So like Andrew Van Ginkel, you know what I mean? He played defensive end, but now he's a linebacker with us, and he's kind of undersized to be a defensive end. So I got the Jack linebacker, slot, 2 corners, safety, and free safety. This is basically a 4-3 defense, right? So, but yeah, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at this, and then let's get into this. So, for left end, I got, I've told y'all, from what I'm hearing, if you look at, actually, your boy Mike, I've never had Asian food. I would love to try it. From what I'm being told, Christian Wilkins is going to play a similar role to what Lawrence Guy does as that big end in New England. So that's why they're so adamant on Christian Wilkins taking a step forward this year. We'll see how it works out. I've also been told you're going to see a lot more 4-man fronts this year than we did last year. So be out on the lookout for that. Behind him, I put Adam Butler out there because I think he's better as an end in the 3-4 than a nose tackle. Now, if you're going to go 4-man front, you can play him as a defensive tackle, but I think he was out of position at nose, so I have him as an end. Then I got Jason Strobridge and Nick Coe. At nose tackle, obviously the homie Raekwon Davis, who love this player. If you remember, go back to my comp of him coming out of Alabama was Chris Jones, and that first year made me damn. And then we got John Jenkins, Benito Jones, and the free agent that they brought in, the UDFA, Jerome Johnson. At right end, I got Emmanuel Ogba. I think you're still going to see him a lot more. You're still going to see him in that end role that they used him last year. I don't think they're going to change that very much. And then I got Zach Seiler, Jonathan Ledbetter, and Tyshawn Render. It's going to be really interesting to see the step that Tyshawn Render takes this year because, as you remember, he's famous for Bill Belichick skipping the combine to work him out in the rain. So we'll see what he turns into. At Sam, I got Jalen Phillips because you're going to line up Jalen Phillips over a tight end more than you are Andrew Van Ginkel. Let's be honest with ourselves. So Jalen Phillips, Sam Iguavine, and Kylan Johnson. And there's the first name some of y'all might not remember is on the team, and that's Kylan Johnson. If y'all remember, he was drafted last year. He came from Pitt. Shout out to Pitt because that's obviously where the homie Dan Marino came from, and you gotta love Dan Marino, right? Obviously, you already know what time it is. He came over as a UDFA last year, and we'll see if he takes a step forward or not. Continuing on here, though, at Mike, Bernardic McKinney, Landon Roberts, and Calvin Munson. Obviously, Bernardic is going to be the main reason why our run defense is probably going to take a step forward in run defense. Obviously, got a Landon Roberts who excels in run defense as well, more so than passing. CB83, they did give X love. Go look on Twitter and stuff. They shouted X out on Twitter and such. All right, and then going to your weak side, Jerome Baker, Vince Beagle, and the new signing Duke Riley, who is this year, in my opinion, this year's version of Camus Grugier-Hill. And what's crazy is they both come from the Eagles, but does a lot of the same thing, very athletic. And then your Jack, again, that Jack is that hybrid defensive end, outside linebacker. That's mainly a pass rusher, but can drop back into coverage when you ask him to. Again, it's the same thing as a Leo or a rush linebacker, same basic idea. So Andrew Van Ginkel, Brennan Scarlett are the two guys that I got there. Slot is very interesting. Slot is very, very interesting. You got Justin Coleman, who's one of the better slot guys in the league. You got Nick Needham, who minus the final week of last season looked very, very good in the slot, took a step forward. You got Jamal Perry, who played majority of his snaps in the slot when he was on defense. And then you got Javarius Davis, who's built like a slot corner. And he's had a pretty good mini camp. So that's going to be an interesting battle at the slot for that nickel spot. So we'll see how that lines up, man. When you look at this defense, we got depth, guys. We got depth. So it's good to see, especially when you get to the corner, right? We are so strong at corner. It's disgusting. Byron Jones, and then Jason McCourty, Jalen Askew, and Tino Ellis I got on one side. And there's another name, guys. Sorry, guys. I should say people, because in all fairness, beautiful ladies and do watch this show, so I'm not going to be the one that sits here and just sticks to one audience. We got women here who watch, so I gotta show love. If y'all remember Tino Ellis, he played at the University of Maryland. He signed a 1 year, like $660,000 deal with the Miami Dolphins. So he'll be there. He's probably going to be a body. I don't see him making the team. At the other side of the corner, I got Xavien Howard, Noah Igbenogany, and I put Noah Igbenogany there for a reason in case X goes. And Terrell Bonds, another name a lot of y'all might not be familiar with. He actually made some plays in minicamp, though. But Terrell Bonds, if you remember Terrell Bonds, actually he played for the Baltimore Ravens. He also played in the Alliance of American Football for the Memphis Express. And he played college at Tennessee State. So last year was his first year, and we picked him up. We picked him up on a reserve future contract back in January. So I don't know if he'll make the team as opposed to get hit on. He'll probably get in on the practice squad, I would assume. Strong safety, I got Eric Rowe, Brandon Jones, and Brian Cole. I think Brandon Jones is going to continue to be mentored, nurtured, developed, and grown into our starting strong safety. It could be as easy as next year, right? And then Brian Cole played for the Vikings last year on the practice squad, and then we picked him up in January as well. If you remember, he played his college ball back in Mississippi State, so I don't see him making the team. Javon Holland, I have starting at free safety. I got Trill Williams as the number 2 guy. I do think he's going to convert to safety. I think, you guys remember he failed his physical in New Orleans. We walked in there and we snatched him right up because Trill is super athletic, super talented, and I think he is going to become – I think he's going to turn into something, ladies and gentlemen. I really do. He played his ball in Syracuse. I think this kid is going to be really, really good, and I do see him being converted to free safety, and I think he'll also be able to play corner. I think he's going to be one of those versatile guys that can move around. What are you asking? So we'll see how we'll see how that goes with Trill, but I do think Trill is going to turn into something, man. Obviously, Clayton Fledglam's back. He could get hit and be one of those roster cuts because he saves around like $3 or $4 million if you cut him. So he might be gone. I could see him not making, but he's a special teams player. And then obviously Nate Hawley, he had an interception in mini camp. He's been around, practice squad player. I don't think he's going to be much more. But I'm going to basically get into all this when I give my final roster prediction, because I'm going to go through the whole roster. I'm going to lay out who I think makes the 53-man, and I'm going to give you guys 12 practice squad players. That'll be the week after we do special teams. So that'll be 2 weeks away, Monday. So that's how your defense looks heading into training camp. A lot of names. There's 41 guys vying for spots heading in to training camp. So there's going to be some interesting battles. Can't wait to see how it all levels out. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be interesting to see, the so many corners, just a plethora of corners. You look at the ends. You even look at the linebacking core a little bit. Some guys are going to have to go. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how everything works out. A lot of good battles. The corner battle is going to be vicious, especially if Xavien Howard holds out. I mean, it's going to be vicious for that second spot between guys like Jason McCourty, Noah Benogany. Jalen Askew made some plays in minicamp. I don't see Eric Rowe and Javon Holland being displaced, and I do see Brandon Jones and Trill Williams ending up as their backups long term. Slot corner is going to be real interesting between Justin Coleman, Nick Needham, Jamal Perry, and Javarius Davis. Javarius Davis has been making plays. If you guys remember, he's related to Vontae Davis as well. So Nick Needham earned his spot last year, but Justin Coleman was signed. So it's going to be really interesting. But if we're going with this diamond and ruby packages with 5 to 6 DBs out on the field, it's going to be a spot for some of those guys either way, right? So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this all pans out. Choo Choo says, reason who you think is going to show out in training camp on defense? Like, you're talking about like non-starter? I think Zach Seiler. I think Nick Needham. I think Jalen Askew. And I think Trill Williams are going to have big training camps. I really do. I think Trill Williams and Jalen Askew. I think Jalen Askew is going to surprise people. I'm hoping Benito Jones takes that step, but the addition of John Jenkins kind of hampers him. Jerome Johnson, from what I saw from him at Indiana, I believe it's Indiana, good player. Good player. He can either play end or he can kick in as a defensive tackle. So he's a good player too, man. He gets in there. Yeah, George. Trill Williams was, I think I had like I want to say a 5th round grade on him. Really surprised he went undrafted. The guy's an uber athlete. He's so athletic. He's a great player, man. I think, do I think Strobridge makes the team? No. I don't. So, I like him though. I got his rookie card. I think I got his auto rookie. I don't know if he makes the team though. So we'll see how it goes. But I don't know if he makes the team. Just because there's other guys here, right? So we'll see how it goes though. Just from my gut. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to drop the link for you guys to come up. And we'll get you guys' thoughts on the defense. We'll get you guys' thoughts on what I said about X. Whatever you guys want to talk about. All Dolphins. Y'all know what time it is. The link is in the description. And where I'm at with X, man, if they don't budge, he's going to ask for a trade. I don't see him sitting back and no more busting football packs. George, I actually busted some 2021 score a couple nights ago. My Dolphin stuff that I got out of it was I got this Tua. I got a base Tua. I got a score team Tua. I got a Emmanuel Ogba. And I got a red Zach Thomas, a red parallel Zach Thomas. And then I actually got a bunch of fat packs because they didn't have any blasters or anything. Out of the stuff that I was like, okay, well, I'll put that to the side. I haven't sleeved anything yet. I got a really cool numbered card, so I'll show y'all that. I got a nice Trevor Lawrence. I got a Trevor Lawrence rookie. I got a Zach Wilson rookie. I got 2 Trey Lances rookies. Photography and score is phenomenal. I got a Justin Fields. Kyle Pitts. Devontae Smith. Jalen Waddle. Mac and Cheese. Jamar Chase. A couple Kyle Trasks. A red Devontae Smith. And then I got a base Jamar Chase. They teased me with the base Penei Sewell. A base Najee Harris. No pyro, you cannot have it. A base Micah Parsons. And a base Javonte Williams. And then I got a numbered card that was pretty cool. I'll show you guys that in a sec. And then I'll let y'all back here because I see a couple of y'all coming backstage. So let me just get that together. And then I got this bad boy. It's numbered to 225. So it's nothing crazy. But I got a numbered gold Javonte out of 225. So, yeah, I ripped like, I want to say 8 packs at like $8 a pop. I'll be ripping. I'm going to be getting, I want to get a box of some 2020 Chronicles. I'm still going to be chasing that Tua. I am chasing that Tua. So, yeah, I will be chasing that Tua. I'm going to get some Chronicles though. I'm going to get some mega boxes or a hobby box, and I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to sleeve it, Barry. I have a sleeve. I'm going to sleeve the other stuff too. And I'm going to get some more 2020 product. I'm actually watching Select and hoping Select goes down a little bit. So I want to rip some. And if I pull any like Burrow or Herbert, I'm turning around and selling that. So, all right. So let's get, there's the link again. Gonna bring people backstage right now. Florida born crypto. What's going on, boys?
What's up, brother?
How you guys?
Hey there.
Yo, I gotta say this sorry before we get into it. Barry, I want Select, Chronicles, and Optic. The price of cards right now is absolutely stupid. Like, it's freaking ridiculous how much these things are going for right now. Like, I know Select was like over $1,000 for a hobby box. Like, it's just stupid.
How many's in a box?
In a hobby box of Select?
Yeah.
Well, it's because you get guaranteed autos too. Hold on. Hobby box Select. I'll tell you right now. You get. Look at on eBay right now. A box of Select is $2,355 right now. Here, just to tell you.
Wow.
You get 2 autographs and 1 memorabilia card, and you get 5 cards per pack. You get 60 cards in the box. 5 cards per pack, 12 packs.
Oh.
Yeah, Select is stupid right now. Like, even a base, like, even base Herberts are stupid money right now.
Yeah.
Like it's stupid how much these things are going for right now. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Panini Prism. I saw a base silver Panini Prism Herbert. So it's like it's a parallel, so it's silver, but no auto, going for like over $2,000.
Man, you know they're doing the NFTs now. They're going to be doing digital ones.
Yeah, they've been doing them for a bit already.
Yeah.
So
they're going to be pretty big.
Like, even you hit like even a base Herbert, like nothing special to it, is worth a couple $100. in select. Like it's stupid, man. You don't even have to hit you don't even have to hit the auto to get paid. So
Yeah.
I'm going to buy some. I was already looking at buying, but like Chronicles, like the reason why I want Chronicles is it has all different brands, and you're in each pack. So I wanted to see, but like, there you go. Like Herbert Optic Silver sells for thousands. Like Herbert cards right now are stupid money.
Man.
Stupid money.
Imagine what they're gonna be 18 years from now.
Imagine if Justin Fields balls out, because they've never had a 4,000-yard quarterback. So imagine if he does something stupid like that, he's going to be worth money.
Yeah, it's all about because he won the Rookie of the Year, right?
Yeah.
Quarterbacks bring in money when it comes to cards, man.
That means Jefferson's card should have go up too, because he was in the running.
Because it's not quarterbacks are like Jefferson makes money, but not like quarterbacks.
Yeah.
What about on the defense?
Not really.
Nothing.
Like you should see how much I'm a home rookie card, man.
Oh man.
Like
it's
even
like $3,000.
Yeah, bro. Even like I saw like even the Don Ross rated rookie. I saw a 9.5 graded going for like $2,500. Like just stupid money right now. So, and the thing with that select that I wanted, they have like different levels to it, like so different shots. They have 3 different shots. But like, it's crazy right now. Like look at the prices of this right now. I'll show you guys this, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. For Herbert,
off of one season.
Look at this.
Yeah, one season.
Look at this. Look at this one. $9,867.
Wow.
Look at this. Impeccable is a really expensive box to buy. A couple $1,000. $12,000 for a Herbert. Because it's got the 3-color jersey patch and his signature.
Man, there's a Josh Allen Panini Donruss optic card is $7,000.
That's stupid, bro. Man.
It's autographed.
Look at this. Just the base rated rookie. Just the base. PSA 10, $450. Like just stupid money. Oh, here's a select. Here's select. Justin Herbert out of 10, gold prism rookie. So it's out of 10. Not even autographed. $19,000.
Oh my goodness.
Damn.
And that's what those NFTs are going to be starting to be priced at too. I'm going to have to scoop up me a couple of them.
It's crazy, man. Like the Herbert, it's stupid how much Herbert's worth right now. And the thing is, what's crazy is if he like, I've got some Tua rookies. I've got like some Prism Tua rookies and stuff. I've got a couple I've got like 3 or 4 Tua rookies. But if he busts out and you paid all that money, it's shit. Like you want to pull that and then sell it. You don't want to buy it. Look at this. David says my breaker East Coast Sports pulled a 101 Herbert that sold at auction for $168,000.
Woo!
Big time.
Dude, it's stupid. There's a brand, you guys, you look it up if you ever have time. Just look up 2020 Panini Flawless. It comes in a silver briefcase. Okay. Wow. What it has is you got a stack of cards, but then you got 3 cards that are already like put into protectors, and some of those cards have like rubies on them or sapphires, and they give you like bills of an authentication that the ruby and the sapphire, some have diamonds, are real.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah. Like it's crazy. Like the card right now is like Crazy.
Ridiculous. I
wonder what they're gonna be like 10, 20 years from now. You know?
No.
Who knows, bro? But look at this. Like, so a box of Flawless that I'm talking to you is like $13,000
Yeah.
right now. Like, stupid money. Like,
It's
just
find
absolute
something, you know.
Like, I
kinda
don't
like
have that kind of money to drop, bro. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I got 2 kids, bro. Shit. Like, that's the reason why I stopped opening up boxes, because the prices went through the roof, man. So,
yeah.
and I went hard on like Score, Collegiate Prism last year, Chronicles, Chronicles, Don Ross. I went hard. See, up here, yo, they don't sell.
Mhm.
We don't have. It's hard for me to find hobby boxes. I got to go to eBay because
Mhm.
up here, like, they don't carry them. And the one spot that I did find that carries them is like 35 minutes away, and they'll only get 1 or 2 hobby boxes, so they're sold out. I opened a box of Legacy Hobby on here too, and
Mhm.
I pulled like a Van Jefferson patch auto or something like that. I think it was
Mhm.
Van Jefferson, but like, it's stupid money and people got to remember, like, I get hit with the conversion. So if it's
Oh, from the
6,000
Canada, you
American,
talking Canadian?
yeah. So if it's 6,000 American, I'm paying like 8 or 9,000 Canadian.
Yeah. Y'all got that VAT tax, right?
What do you mean? What's VAT tax?
The value added tax. Y'all have that, like they
Well, we
have
have
over in England.
no, we have like GST and PST.
Oh.
So GST is goods and service tax, and then
Mhm.
PST, I forget what PST stands for, but one of them, and I again forget which one, was brought in during the Second World War to help pay for the war, and then they say they get rid of it, and they never got rid of it.
Mhm. Yeah, I
So
know they do that whenever I'm getting something from like overseas, like in Europe. They have
yeah,
the VAT on there. They slap that on there if it's coming from like the Norwegian or the the Nordic lands.
yeah, stupid money, man, stupid money,
Yeah.
bro, for cards, bro, pieces of cardboard,
God,
really, bro.
right. You go to find. Hopefully, you wake up and you go in your attic like I did today when I went up there and I found the old BlackBerry, and I wonder what that's gonna go for. you know?
Yeah, man, fall from grace, because BlackBerry was out my way, right? Like, that's where
Yeah.
Blackberries were built. Yeah.
Yep.
So, but yo, what do you guys think's happening with X? Do you think he's gonna ask for a trade?
He may have already did it. I think he already asked for it.
Why? So you don't think the Dolphins would hold out reason and just call his bluff and say, okay, if you're gonna like kind of like what happened with Bell with the Steelers, and say you want to sit,
Oh,
Yeah,
but
that's
they
a
can't
dangerous
get a.
game.
but the thing
That's
is,
a dangerous game.
Le'Veon only had 1 year left on his deal, so they're like, sit,
Right.
and then he hit the market. X has got like 4 years.
Yeah. That's
The
I
bluff
mean,
is he gonna
if
sit out and the bluff is he
not,
gonna sit out and oh sorry.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say the bluff is he gonna sit out and lose that 16 million that he do this year? That's the question.
Hmm.
And
He might be willing to do that if he did okay last year with his money. You know what I'm saying?
He
Some
don't
players,
seem like the guy that did okay. Like he looks like a guy that likes to spend money.
right? If he invested it wisely, then he might be okay.
I
It's
don't know,
just
man.
if you said that, like you said, if the value isn't there right now, screw it, man, and don't do something. You don't have to. I mean, if he don't want to play and you don't want to get paid, fine. You want to put us in this kind of predicament, especially if he don't want the guaranteed money, like you said. If he wants the guaranteed money, then give him the money. But if he's wanting a whole new contract and we can't find a good trade that's worth it to us, screw it. Sit down. You don't want to make money over your ego, then go ahead and then address it next year when or later on, maybe if someone gets hurt.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. That's fine.
See, here's my thing though. You know what they could be waiting for in training camp if injuries happen? Exactly.
Yeah, man. That can easily cause someone to be desperate and push
Yeah,
up
and
the price
panic.
for him.
Yeah. Because Stephon Gilmore, if you guys read the report last week, Stephon Gilmore believes he's going to be back with the Patriots based on all the moves they've made. I just go back to this. It just doesn't. This does not sit with me for some reason. My thing here is the Justin Coleman move. And I go back to that because you didn't need to make that move. You had Nick Needham and you had Noah Benogany that could man the slot. Justin Coleman pushes one of those two guys out to the boundary. But if he pushes one of those two guys out to the boundary, they become a backup.
I think you hit.
Like, he had to have been part of the Deshaun Watson discussion.
As a throw-in.
You hit the nail on the head.
Bonus, you know,
because they probably said, "Yo, to take on that money, you got to take on some money the other way."
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head when you said that a while back. I think you're exactly right. They were going to do the Watson thing, and then the allegations come out, and Ross said, "Nope, deaded it."
Yeah, I just whereas
so
that's
like,
the thing. If you were going to trade him and you sign Justin Coleman, that all of a sudden frees up the spot for Needham and Noah to compete for. Because why would you draft a guy at 30th overall just to keep pushing him down the depth chart?
This is a sticky situation, man. A sticky situation.
It sucks, man. It sucks because we're on the precipice of one of the best defenses, and now this shit happens.
Yeah, because I get him wanting to be paid because he had an individually great season. But bro, how is this guy gonna ask if we win something?
Right.
Like, thank God he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh my God.
Oh man, it'd be over. It'd be game over at that point. If he won that award, that'd be it.
Like, I'm down for these guys cashing in and getting their money. The problem is you're in year 2 of your extension, dude.
Oh, the extension, right?
And we were good to you when you were hurt, man. We didn't take no money away when you missed all those games. Like, man.
See, that was what bugged me about that podcast interview. Not so much him saying the slap in the face, not so much him saying, well, I mean, those didn't sit well. But what bugged me was him saying, oh, I bet on myself. Yo, we bet on you, dude.
Yes, Reason. I agree, man. We believed in him more than he believed in himself. I honestly, truly believe that. I don't think he thought he was going to be in every game like he was or as healthy as he was. I truly believe that. And then when he come out and balled out like he did because of why we went out, I mean, it's not the only reason, but it is a reason why, is Byron Jones. And then he got mad about that. And now what really is pissing me off is everybody's trying to act like Byron Jones is garbage, this and that. Ever since this X drama popped up, now everybody's taking shots at Byron Jones.
Any reason you don't think that Brian Flores made the situation worse? Do you put more blame on him for causing the situation with that by drafting monogamy for no reason? Was there really a need?
Yeah, I don't think there's a need, especially when we needed a free safety at the time and we needed a running back. You know what I mean? I think you kind of put a luxury pick over a more dire needs, more hard pressing needs. You know, and I think he knew the signing for Byron was not only insurance, but what they wanted to do in terms of 2 lockdown corners, but it would also, he knew he would benefit from that. Noah, he doesn't benefit from that. Noah kind of sends a sign that, see, here's the thing. If you're working at a position at your job and they hire someone that works the same position, all right, because there's 2 spots for you, 2 main spots for you, you'd be like, oh, okay, you just hired someone, better than the last guy there. But when they go and hire someone that isn't as qualified as you or the other person yet, you can kind of read the tea leaves that, oh my, I got to look over my shoulder. They're prepping. My replacement has entered the room.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and
it's kind of messed up.
Yeah, and I know he wants to cash in too. I think another part of it that's obviously talked about enough is he's so close to 30.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't. You can never have enough good quality corners. The problem with the pick at Noah is you had more pressing needs. And if we think of it as a luxury pick, what does a guy like X think of it as? Like, did you really need that pick?
No, not really. I mean,
would have made more sense to make it this year.
Right,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Especially with all the talent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll tell you right now, he ain't no Greg Newsome or Caleb Farley.
No way.
Or J.C. Horn.
No way.
Could you imagine?
That would be nice if he was J.C. Horn.
Buddy, I'm telling you, I've been sleeping on him. I think Greg Newsome quietly going to be – it's going to be between him or J.C. Horn as the best in this class. Y'all know I was banging that Greg Newsome drum so hard. Same with Asante Samuel Jr. I think he's going to be solid too. But I don't get it. You kind of put yourself in this position, and now you got to pay the piper.
Yeah, and they should have seen this coming, or like, if you know this situation with X, him changing his agent and him unhappy with his contract, you should have traded him before the draft. You could have landed yourself a J.C. Horn or a Patrick Surtain. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense that you're dealing with this situation now. Now this problem is going to linger into camp. It's going to linger into the season. It's going to affect the outcome of games. It's going to affect your ability to win.
And Irving, what if he says, I don't want to get fined, I want to make money. And so he just shows up, and the only reason he's showing up week in, week out is to get his money, not because he wants to be here. You want that energy in the locker room?
Not at all.
Especially
with this young of a team.
Him and Jones.
Exactly.
So, remind me, the Watson allegations came before the draft, correct?
Yeah. The night before free agency opened.
So that doesn't make sense on why they didn't just trade him for the draft, man.
Maybe they thought he was going to get out of it in terms of Watson. Because just talking about Watson for a second here, am I the only one who thinks it's kind of weird that the NFL started their investigation like 2.5 months ago and we haven't heard a peep?
I know. It's fishy, bro. I don't know what's going on there. I have no idea what's going on there. It's a whole – because I don't know about the women. I heard that a couple of them dropped out of the litigation and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe them trying to look for a date for a settlement is making this drag along before the NFL starts its proper investigation. It could be either of those. I don't know.
What up, ball game?
What up?
What's up, ball game?
What's up, ball game?
So what do you think happens with his X stuff, ball game?
If he's smart, he shows up, plays, proves he can stay healthy another season, and they reward him next year. If he they got the same situation going on, right? Gilmore won the award, but you ain't see nobody running to go give him no more money. Yeah. That's an individual award. It's not a team award. So at the end of the day, right? Kudos to you for having an outstanding season at your position, but like we already signed you to a contract. You want to be a part of what we got going on right now. At this point, I think they have to dig their heels in and just say, look, you're already under contract. Come play for what we're offering you right now, and then we'll revisit it after the season, or we'll move on. But right now, you're under contract. Show up or you get fined and you lose out on the money. One thing for sure is you don't get back time and you don't get back money lost. No matter what contract he signs going forward, going into next season, he'll be 29. He won't be 28 again.
Exactly.
And it would be 27 or 26. So it would be a dumb move on his part to sit out. It is. I mean, the Dolphins really have all the leverage. The unfortunate thing is that they couldn't find someone to bite the bullet and take him off our hands probably prior to the draft. It would just blow my mind to think that they didn't call around and ask a couple of teams if they wanted him. You know what I mean? But what do they have? We know maybe what teams are offering for him was not what they felt was fair. Also, you're not just give him away. Greer drafted the dude. So at the end of the day, it really becomes personal in regards to you were the wide receiver, turned corner. We took a chance on you. Had a horrible first season. You haven't been healthy, really. But 2 seasons out of the 5. You know what I mean? And at this point now, even when you got hurt again, we paid you. We've been nothing but loyal to you, and then you want to turn around and give us our ass to kiss. So I don't see why they would at any point do anything other than stick with what they've said.
Let me ask you this ball game. Okay, so let's take you back to your high school days. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's say because I don't know how your area worked, but my area worked in high school where you had to be if you were in a certain region, you had to play for that high school in that region. Mm-hmm. Right, that area, right? They just because we had so many high schools, they like cut off all the areas. Okay. Anyways, let's say you got a kid who he comes in, he balls out, and there's another school that wants him in the same city, but that's in a different region of the territory that him and his family don't live in, and he wants to transfer, but his family can't move. Because whatever they can't afford it or whatever, it can't happen. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't want to come play with you guys. He wants to go play for the better team, the more powerful team that gets the more scouts' eyes and the more opportunities. So he's in it for himself and eyes on him alone, right?
Right.
But he said he has to bite the bullet and he shows up to play for you. Mm-hmm. How would you feel having a guy that doesn't really want to be there? He just is out for himself in the locker room.
Well, the first couple of years when I was in high school, the rule was that they couldn't do that movement around. You had to play within what school that you were zoned to. And you had, there was different options. I mean, so many schools in California.
In private?
In private school, that's different. You pick your private school, you're paying, you can do what you want to do. You can go where you want to go. But they changed because they started lumping public schools in with private schools and competing in the postseason. They changed the rules to reflect that if the parents had the means to get the child to the school and the school had an opening, the child could go there.
Okay.
So when that changed the game. I'll tell you how I dealt with it. I had kids that wanted to leave and couldn't leave early on because of the rule. If you stay here and you play here, I'm gonna do everything in my power to get you all of the publicity and all of the notoriety you need. You stay and you give me a half-ass effort, I'm not obligated to do any of that. Show up, do what you had to do for this team, prove that you are indeed worthy of me putting my name out there on you and sending it and conducting my connections to come see you. And because St. Bonaventure used to have USC, UCLA, Washington State, Arizona State, Oregon. Stanford, you name it, Oregon State, everybody was there. It was not uncommon for us to leave out of the locker rooms and go up to practice, and there were 9-10 scouts standing on the sidelines. So kids had opportunities, even at our small school. The fact of the matter is, we just didn't deal with egos.
Okay.
Right? We didn't. No, we were all, because we were only 300. The school only had 305 kids. 130 of those were boys. You see what I'm saying? And we only fielded on Friday nights for our varsity team. If we had 60 kids suited up, that's because we brought some up from freshman and from JV. You see what I'm saying? So ain't no egos. You're playing for Bonaventure for the love of the game and for the brotherhood that you established there. And it was a private school, of course, so we had to compete with the Oak Christians and Bosco and Mater Dei and all those schools also, in the postseason. But we didn't do egos, bro. But if the kid was there, disgruntled. I always brought him into the office, talked to him, just let him know, listen, you give me what you got, I'll do what I got to do to get you where you need to go. And that was a deal. And we did that. Myself, Coach Therian, and some of the other coaches. We had some connections throughout the West Coast that got kids that stayed and played for us. They moved on and went on and did well. Troy Hill is one of my guys.
Yeah, I know that's why you love him whenever we
yeah,
yeah,
I'm telling you. So it's really one of those situations where, like, unfortunately for X at this point right now, he pulled his cards too early. Showed his hand too early. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
After this season, he comes back after 10 season and gets 8 or so. Now you got more leverage at this point now, because I think where we're going to be, we'll be a playoff team. Now you can say to the Dolphins, listen, you're going to need me for this championship run. Like at this point right now, you want to hold our foot to the fire. Yeah, you don't get a dime unless you play and suit up. And we ain't trading you for peanuts. And the clock is ticking on you, buddy. You have to put the business out there too. I mean, you got to take feelings out of it. I hate that he's in this situation. For me as a fan of the team, I hate that he's in this situation because I want him to get all the money he can get. But I also understand that by him pulling this type of stuff, it opens up the door for other shenanigans to come down the line that they're just not going to want to deal with. And unfortunately, everybody is not going to be able to get what they feel they should get. Some players going to get contracts that you scratch your head at and be like, what the hell's going on? But there's a rhyme and a reason for everything. A lot of times we just don't know, why they're doing it. But, I have to trust in the fact that, at the end of the day, they're going to do what's best for the organization as a whole. I think X understands this too. And if his agent is as smart as I think the guy is, he's telling them also, listen, bro, if they won't trade you, and if you sit out, you don't ever get any of this back. We don't win this way. So you're going to have to go out there once more and then, get some leverage on your side. Because right now you don't have no leverage. I know what we want to do. This would be the real deal. This would be the conversation I would have with him. I know what we want to do, bro. But we just don't have the leverage right now. You got to give me one more. And I know I know. But if you can go out there and be a dog one more time for me, I guarantee you we can make some things happen. Somebody will still come get him. Hell, Darius Slay got traded at 29, bro. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It is what it is, but
I think it's kind of like a lose-lose situation for both sides, because on one end you got X that wants his money, but he's getting older. He's got those knee issues, and when you get older, your knee issues start to creep up and get worse.
Yeah, they don't resolve.
Right, and on the other side, with you Brian Flores and Chris Greer have a certain window with this defense to compete. Especially if they want to get close to Super Bowl contention. So eventually, both of these sides have to come to an agreement. Eventually,
listen. Here's how he lost his leverage in any of this. The fact that Brian Flores went out and drafted Noah at this point, right? And you've added other playmakers to this secondary with Coleman. Still had Nick Needham, things of that nature. They can schematically scheme up this defense to leave Byron isolated to one side by himself on whoever he's got. You can lock up 4 deep with Coleman and Needham and be fine with no problem, and have the rookie or whatever linebacker you want help and offer some leverage for Noah Igbenogany and still be okay. Because we added pieces up front, within the linebacking core and the defensive line to show up the run. Because our run, if we improve our run defense, that's going to drastically change the playing field in terms of what we don't have to necessarily do with all this man press zero blitz stuff on third downs. We can be a little bit more creative than at that point, and I think that lessens the bleeding from an Xavien Howard if he's not playing with Noah out there. You see what I'm saying? So I think Flores, I think the grand scheme of things is that I brought in more guys to be able to take care of the slot, because slots is what killed us more than anything. We didn't get killed by outside boundary receivers. It was slots that killed us. But you're bringing in a guy like Coleman. Coleman is amazing at playing in the slot. You see what I'm saying? And Nick Needham didn't do a bad job either until the last game of the season. So now you've improved. Now you improve that position dramatically, and now you go out at this point now, and you can shade coverage a little bit over to the rookie. I mean, over to the second year guy, and Noah Igbenogany. As long as the Dolphins are smart about it and they make sure that your number one, you take your number one and make sure that your number one travel with their number one. If Jones is going to be your guy that's getting the most money paid in your secondary, there's nowhere in the world he should ever be lining up on any one of their other teams' receiving threats other than their number one guy.
Right.
So this is what Flores is going to make his money if X is out.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
going to prove himself as far as scheming.
Yes.
So this is what Flores is going to have to make his money.
But he already put himself in a good position by going out and acquiring Coleman. You see what I'm saying? By going out and adding Holland in the draft. You see what I'm saying? Like this rookie is going to play a huge part because he's already an upgrade over Bobby McCain in terms of athleticism and pure athletic ability back there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're already straight with Eric Rowe. Hell, if nothing else, you can even bring Brandon Jones down into the box. Remove one of the linebackers, and then you can flex out, and you can give Noah inside leverage help. You know what I'm saying? By just flexing one guy. Yeah, bro. There's so much stuff that they
you can act as your sub linebacker, the Jones. Yeah.
Like I'm just telling people, I mean, like having X and Jones was always a luxury, right? And I'm over the top ecstatic that we have it. But at the end of the day, one monkey does not stop the circus, bro.
Yeah.
The circus is gonna still keep going on. You just have to adjust. You just have to adjust the shows, right?
Roll with the punches.
That's it. That's really what it
Got to
comes down
bring
to.
the baby tigers in the circus rink.
And you
They
can't
jump on the off the trampoline.
Yeah, under no circumstance is Noah Igbenogany ever going to get any better sitting on the bench. Also,
that's a great point.
Gotta play, man.
You can't progress in the NFL standing on the sideline watching. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
You can go out in college and in high school and play a little bit here and there and be semi-successful to some degree. Still gonna get beat, but as a cornerback, you got to get out there and you got to be out there on the rapid fire, bro. You got to get out there and be tested.
Out of the frying pan into the fire, right?
Yeah, you got to have it.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. So I think they already had a contingency plan in place, and that's why. It's no different than what Bill got going on. I hate being the guy that always talking about the patience, but think about the fact that Bill stuck with Jones and Jackson so long up there. Guys that nobody thought were ever really round out to being really good corners, and both of them had stellar seasons last year with Gilmore being hurt. They both did their job. Jackson took the number one receiver when Gilmore left. And Jones, the other guy, he played the number 2.
Right.
Jackson had 9 interceptions. X had 10. Jackson had 9. Jones only had 2, but Jones pretty much erased the second receiver for most teams.
And he played the slot too.
And he played the top. There you go.
And question with more. Oh, go ahead. If ball game finish, what you were going to say?
No. I was good. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. This is a question for you, Reason. Is the idea of running a 4-man front have to do anything with X?
No, that's just been. This has just been. You know what? That's just been in the cards.
Right. The four-man front process at this point. What that does is that offers the Dolphins the option then at that point to exclusively send 4 guys on a pass rush, and you put 7 guys for coverage purposes in the secondary, and you can go to a dime package. You can even go to a nickel. You know what I'm saying? You can go to a nickel format, and basically it's supposed to be 5, but you can flex in maybe Brandon Jones at the weak inside linebacker spot and have him on the running back, and have your linebacker just have your linebacker body person. I mean, whoever your linebacker is in there. Spotted quarterback, and you still got 6 guys in coverage manned up. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's all about flexibility, and you still got 4 guys headed up field after the quarterback. That's the versatility of that. That's what that's going to do. That's going to be able to help them more, get more of their pass coverage talent on the field. You know what I mean? Because in our 3-4
instead of the zero blitz stuff, right?
Well, yeah. And then because if you think about it, in our 3-4 stuff, you're only limited to only having four true coverage guys out there, 2 corners and 2 safeties. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So when they flex to let's say they go to a regular 4-2-5 set, then at that point you sub in Jones, like I said, to one of those inside linebacker spots, put him on a running back. Right, you already got Rowe, who's going to take the tight end. You got Jones, who can take a receiver. You know what I mean? You got all of these guys now that are coverage specialists out there locking up on third down, third and longs. Because my thought process is, ideally, what I want to see from this Dolphins unit is that we're holding people on first and second downs, which are traditionally run downs, to 3 yards or less, and those 2 downs, because then that puts them in third down. That puts them what, 3rd and 7s. 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7s, which means that at that point you turn those four up front, turn them loose to go get the quarterback. Agba has proven that 1-on-1 he can get there. You put Jalen Phillips on the opposite side of him, he can get there. Send hell, you can send Agba on one side, Van Ginkel out the other. You can flex and put one of the bigger guys up there at one of the DT spots, and hell, you can stand up. You can stand up Phillips in the middle, right? Have him stunting. There's a whole many different things that they can do with having 4 premier pass rushers being able to go after the quarterback, and then you still got your secondary back there locking up. And you can then at that point you can dedicate a spy, one of the most athletic linebacker, whoever that might be, to in the event that the quarterback does possibly get out of that.
I was going to ask you,
he's there.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, ball game. You think we got the personnel to run the 4-6 like Buddy Ryan did?
Yeah,
I do. Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, all day, every day. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, we got the athletes to do it. I wonder if we experiment with it a little bit.
I would definitely put some money on. We're gonna see some bear. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah, I hope Josh Allen is hearing this because it's gonna be terror for him.
Yeah.
I hope he's listening.
The scheme in itself creates pressure, just organically creates pressure, just because of the angles in which the defensive line attacks the offensive line. Right? It's not a heads-on attack. There's both sides of the D line are slanting at the hips of the, you know what I'm saying, they're slanting at the hips of the offensive lineman because of those weird angle alignments that they got, right? So those guys have to be really athletic to get themselves over and catch and then hold on. But otherwise, you know what I mean, they catching a guy and pulling a guy with them into the backfield.
Right.
And then you still got your 2 guys coming off the edge. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You can send 6, or you can send 5 and drop one back in the coverage off the weak side. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So much stuff you can do. Yeah, it's just so much stuff they can do with that and never have to compromise the secondary. Which
Jalen Phillips. Yeah, Jalen Phillips is going to be our Richard Dent.
Yeah, that's his
name going to be our Gary Finside.
Gary Finside. Yeah. And so it's I mean, I think I obviously, like I said, we have a luxury with having Jones and X, but I think we'll be fine, right? With if he decides to sit, I think we'll be okay. Just because I think schematically they'll have enough time prior to, in preseason game. If he don't show up, man, if he don't show up to game 1, he ain't gonna play anyway. If he missed any of those preseason games, they're not gonna throw him out there game 1. They're just not gonna do that. I don't see them do that because that's taking a risk at that point. He's got to at least show up preseason. He show up preseason and play, and we good. And that would be the thing that I'm telling the dude, like, hey, man, okay, you might be able to miss 1 or 2 if you want to just still let them know you disgruntled, but you got to at least come in here at some point before the end of that last preseason game and show them that you're ready to go, because all the players are still required to do their fitness. They got to pass that fitness test.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They have to pass the fitness test in order to actually be able to get on the field. So, and all that happens off the field. So he don't even touch the field until he proves he's in shape, which I believe he's been keeping up with. But in the same sense, it's a protocol. No one gets out of doing the protocol. And that comes from up there in New England too. There ain't nobody cutting no corners. Everybody has to pass it. Tom failed it one time. Tom failed it. Tom failed it. Yeah, he failed the fitness test in 2013.
Oh, fitness.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he wasn't able to practice with them until he passed it, and he missed 2 practices of preseason. 2 preseason practices, and then he passed it the 3rd time, and then he was good to go. But yeah, I mean, that's the way you want. That's the way you want to run the organization, right? No one player is bigger than the organization. Right?
That's what Jimmy Johnson
and the logo.
says.
So yeah, he had the fitness test too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons he got rid of Del Rio ass.
Jack.
For Zach Thomas. You know, Zach came in ready to go, man, and he got rid of Zach. Yeah, he got rid of Del Rio for Zach Thomas, and didn't look back. But that Rio showed up.
Really?
Del Rio showed up out of shape.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Wow,
that's just history for you, man. So a lot of coaches are structured that way. I think what happens a lot of times in the NFL, though, man, is that guys get, you know, you always hear these terms of player coach, and you know what I'm saying, coach of the players and all this other type of stuff. But that shit get you in trouble, bro. You're not dealing with kids. It's okay to be that type of player. I mean, that type of coach when you're dealing with kids, because kids gonna naturally gravitate to you anyway. When you got guys out there that feed their families off this shit, you gotta give it to them raw and uncut and let them process it for themselves. But be firm in how you go about the process so that they understand like this shit's a business. You don't perform, you don't get paid. Your family don't eat if you're out here fucking off. You see what I'm saying?
Simple,
and that's who Flores is at this point, right? Whether good, bad, or indifferent, the fact of the matter is, like, when his head on the chopping block and shit roll, I've never seen poop go uphill. Shit roll downhill. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. But I think they did an amazing job of improving this defense and getting guys that are going to be, 1, durable, and 2, get themselves easily acclimated to the schemes and the responsibilities so that there's no drop off in production. I think this defense can actually be the defense can, with the additions they made up front towards being able to show up the run game. This defense can actually be even better. So we'll go from just being a scoring defense and, you know, takeaways to actually being able to stop somebody from, even if you can go out and you can make a team one-dimensional and have them play to your strengths. The days on the time on Sunday is very long for them, but short for you. But you get to eat. You know what I mean? And that's what we want. We want teams having to be in a situation where they have to pass the ball.
And realistically, ball game, teams want to pass the ball anyway. They don't want to run the ball.
Yeah.
So if you can just out there, get that out of the system already, you win.
Right. Yeah. You prove to them up front that they can't run on you. Then, okay, now our guys in the back end get to really see, because that's where the most money spent between them 2 corners. You know what I mean? That's where the most money is spent. No other 2 positions on the defense are eating up as much salary cap money as our 2 corners. So play to that strength. X got to see the beauty in being able to have a guy. So I think too many people probably in his camp, man, are yes men as opposed to no men. Because if I was his friend, I'd be telling him, like, look, bro, like, legitimately, they brought a guy in to help you even be greater. Yeah. Like, you can truly go out there on Sundays. Saw that, right? You can truly go out there on Sundays and just play free and do you. There's no restrictions. They're not asking you to do anything else but go out and be the playmaker extraordinaire that you are. I don't give a damn about what that guy's doing, because what he do over there, what he eat on Sundays don't make you shit. Do you, and then the Dolphins gonna take care of you. Plus, bro, you only played 5 games for them in 2019, and they still gave you all your chips.
Man,
that's what his real friends should be telling him.
Yes,
like, let's get back out here, get this shit, just get it together, bro. Show up. Let's be professional and prove to them that we are about this process, and they're gonna take care of us. I believe they will, because I don't think the Dolphins have any intentions of not taking care of their players. But you're not gonna rub their nose in. You're not gonna rub their nose in it, and you know what I'm saying, and flick them off in the streets. They who gonna want to ever deal with somebody when you feel like they're disrespecting you, especially when they've been loyal to you.
You know what X might be thinking though? They might be baiting me into coming back. I play well, and they don't re-up me again, and we're back to square one next offseason.
But then he would have still made $16 million, right?
Well,
you think
he's got $6 million guaranteed next year.
Oh, yeah, but he still would have. So what is he getting this year?
His money, it's $12 million, and he already got it in March.
Okay, so you got to show up, bro. You got to. They already paid you.
So reason, but reason, you really think the Dolphins would do that, especially, you know, say he goes out, gets 10 picks, we make it to the playoffs, mainly off of the defense being the number one defense in the league.
I think they'll trade him.
You really do?
I think because Noah will have to be ready by then.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
And I think he knows that if I don't get my money now and I come back and play, they're just going to turn around and trade me next offseason anyways.
So if X stays, you all don't think Noah will get slot reps?
Well, yeah, he'll get reps.
He'll get reps.
So what if I'm saying? What if Noah does really good in the slot, and you know what I'm saying, having X, Jones, and then Noah comes out here and shows he can be really good in the slot.
He still got to. Here's the thing. He still has to, regardless of where he plays, they're going to always need depth at the boundary spot. So I believe that they'll play him where it's advantageous for them to play him. But in the same sense, it's more advantageous for him long term if X is not even here, to be truthful with you.
Yeah.
Because then he immediately goes to that other boundary spot opposite Jones, and his maturity process is not stalled. X being here kind of slows that down, and he has to transition to doing another job that, you know what I mean, which is still good because it's difficult playing the slot. I mean, every corner in the league can't play inside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, and they could use him in, they could use him in against 10-man personnel and 3x1 and 2x2 sets and doubles, right? Like you can, in the 3x1, you can have him wherever you want. In doubles, you can have him as the other slot man with Jeff and Coleman.
Yeah,
but then what do you do with Nick Needham, right? Nick Needham becomes
that becomes a thing then at that point, because now you're stealing reps from a guy that actually played his ass off last season.
Them. Yeah, and the year before, right? Remember when all that responsibility? And correct me if I'm wrong, isn't he on a 1-year deal?
Yeah,
now Needham
$810,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, they tendered him for $810,000.
Deal, right?
Yeah, no, they just tendered him.
No, they just tendered him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he didn't.
He's in the UDFA, right? People got to remember.
Yeah, we got our money out of him.
Needham already proved himself. The kicker is, at this point right now, the wild card is X, because if he's gone, then that automatically bumps Noah outside, and then they can roll with Coleman and Nick Needham inside, and you're still solid at 3 spots with a question mark at the outside boundary spot, which you can lend help to in certain situations. So, like the benefit, I've been saying all along, the benefit we just have is that nobody has to do any help work right now because X is so strong, Jones is so strong on the outside, and with Coleman and Needham in the slot, those guys, they're gonna be fine. Those guys are perfect for the inside work. So that would be that's the perfect scenario for us. But without X there, then you just gotta do things a little bit different schematically to help Noah out. Or maybe you don't. Just make sure all you gotta do really just ensure that Noah's not matched up. They don't need to break the huddle. That's what I would do. I wouldn't care. They're not breaking the huddle and leaving the middle of the field until they see where their guys are going. Identify your guy, and wherever he goes, you go. Noah, you take the number 2. Yes, sir. That's the beauty of the game. Ain't no left side, right side crap. No,
and that's what we were doing last year. Left side, right side.
Yeah. Wherever my guy goes, I go. That's how you truly prove that you're an elite, top flight corner in the league. Deion followed the number 1 everywhere. Jalen Ramsey follows the number 1 everywhere. You feel me? Gilmore follows the number one everywhere. So that's the true essence of being top flight. Not security, though. You know what I
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see they kind of got everyone like Brandon Jones is waiting in the wings on
Row. Yep.
Noah's waiting in the wings on X.
Yep.
I mean, is Needham a long-term option because Justin Coleman's only a 1-year deal?
If Trill Williams breaks into this group and beats out Perry for that cornerback spot,
I think he's going to be our backup safety.
He'll be the backup. Yeah. Well, he'll be. I think they're going to play him inside and at safety. They're giving reps down inside too. Yeah. Why not?
He's a beast, that kid, man.
Because you only got Needham on an $810,000 deal.
That's true.
So you could really just be saying, "Hey, we gave him a shot, signed him, now let him go somewhere else and make his money." But you just picked up Trill Williams, because Flores is all. If y'all see this though, right? He is all about picking up these projects, bro, and turning and giving these kids opportunities. That's where you. Look at
the mini camp Jalen Askew had too.
Yeah, that's where you get your money at. That's where you really get your value at, because these guys, those are the guys, not the guys that are drafted, the guys that don't get drafted, that are sitting at home thinking, damn, man, I done played this damn game for 12 years of my life, 13 years of my life. Is it over? And then they get that phone call. And these motherfuckers will go out there and run through a brick wall, bro, just to have an opportunity. You know what I mean? That's where you get your money's worth from, because them dudes hungry.
Mm-hmm.
They might eat the starters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting.
Especially since Trill went undrafted and he wasn't really supposed to go undrafted.
I thought he would have went at least late 4th, early 5th. But
yeah, I had a 5th round grade on him.
Yeah, I don't understand what happened that somebody didn't pull the trigger on him, because I thought he was solid.
And then he failed the physical.
Yeah.
So, but he clearly passed it here. So,
right,
kind of a steal that went under everyone's radar, man.
Yeah. And they mentioned his name. They mentioned his name a couple times during the minicamp. So, I mean,
yeah,
that's the biggest thing to have people talking about you. So, I mean, he's definitely not far fetched that he could make the roster. He'll be battling with Perry, I believe. But he got Perry beat out in size. Now it just matter of how quickly he can pick up whatever other nuances of the defense they want him to do.
Mm-hmm. So he don't make the team.
If he can win the backup safety spot, that's a blessing, because then we get rid of Fletcher whack ass.
Yeah, thank God. There's a bit of money. There's like $3 or $4 million right there.
Yeah.
Isn't like Trill Williams like very versatile?
Yeah, he can play corner or safety.
Strong.
But in terms like in defending the pass against the run, isn't he very good? Isn't he like a solid run defender?
He's a thumper.
Yeah.
He'll come down. He'll come down and get involved. He definitely don't shy away from contact. That's for sure. So
plus he has a amazing game.
If he's good against the run, I think he'll make this team, bro.
Oh, I think he's making the team. And look at our safety depth.
Yeah.
He's making it.
Hey,
he offers you way more than Clayton Fledglam. Fledglam's only good for special teams.
Right.
Other than that, he's a jabroni. Like,
why is he not like these guys got cut already? Like, why is Keem Grant still on the team? Clayton,
man, listen, bro. Don't worry about it, bro. Come training camp, when they have to make those first cuts, you'll see a lot of blood in places.
Bro,
and then
as soon as Sony Michel hits the waiver wire, Jakeem's gone right out the door, bro.
Yeah.
You said more like $5 million with him if we cut him.
Four.
Still good.
So you get 4 from him, 4 from Fledglam, you're back in the game, bro. Like, it happened. The money will start showing back up, bro. So I never worry about it. I always just say, like, whenever they start bleeding, then they start marking things down with that red pen, and people are, going and having to turn in their placard off their locker. the cash roll starts to increase itself. So I mean, it's possibly you got 90 people signed right now to some form of a contract. So that ain't all stand. So we're gonna get some money back. There'll be some money available once these guys get, they start slashing this roster down to 56 or to 63. So
who has the $50,000 negative cap hit? Isn't that Hearns?
Yeah. You gotta trade the contract.
Yeah.
A receiver DVT, huh?
Terrible.
Only team is Baltimore.
Yeah.
Maybe
the Lions.
Yeah. They take Parker before they take Hearns, I believe, though.
You think they take the game?
No, because they got a guy like Jakeem already in Hollywood Brown,
and he's taller.
Taller, bigger,
and
better.
And he can catch the football.
Yeah, that part. So it's gonna be interesting. This might be, truthfully, like Grant's last hoorah in the NFL.
You know who I saw as an interesting fit for Jakeem Grant?
The
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. That's a good fit for him.
More receivers
they
the ball.
They lost Watkins, right?
Yeah, they did. They lost Sammy.
So who they replace? Who they pick up? Replace him because now they only got Hill and Hardman.
Who else? Robinson.
Oh yeah, Robinson.
Did they bring back Marcus Robinson?
I think so.
I would hate for him to go there though. Oof.
I wouldn't be worried about.
Yeah, that would
definitely be
Wes Welker.
Oh, they drafted that Clemson receiver Cornell Powell.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, Powell. Oh my goodness. Pretty good. He has some good numbers.
That offensive line, man.
Yeah.
He's going to have like 4 or 5 seconds to throw the ball every snap.
Orlando Brown, Joe Tooney, Creed Humphrey, Kyle Long, Mike Remmers with Lucas Niang ready to step in.
It's got to be the best offensive line.
He's gonna have a beach chair, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be sipping lattes back there.
Buddy, Chad Henne would look good behind that line.
Yeah, he could probably play more than one down.
You saw how Buffalo line was looking with Matt Barkley.
That was crazy.
And they drafted my boy Nick Bolton too. And they drafted Trey Smith, the guard out of Tennessee too, who's a beast.
I hate to say it, bro, but like Buffalo actually did they did it right.
Who, the Bills?
Yeah, man, they did their rebuild right.
Yeah, this draft was kind of shit.
It was surprising.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying in terms of if you think about it, they had made it to the playoffs with Tyrod, and then they went back, and then next year they drafted Allen, and then they scrapped a lot of pieces and brought in other pieces and things of that nature. And in the second season, I mean, he's to have him being in the third season and have the season he had that fast behind McDermott and their system and them do what they did. That's really what you want to see, right? You don't want it to be longer than 3 years that you right back into the mix of things. And they did that. Yeah. They tore it down, got their ass kicked, jumped back into the mix, had a mediocre second season, and then third season, bam, right back in the playoffs. Yeah.
Didn't they make the playoffs the second season?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
They lost to Houston.
Yeah.
Let's hope Fuller.
They drafted my boy Boogie though.
Yeah, Boogie bashing.
And they drafted that tackle I was really high on, Spencer Brown. But they drafted Gregory Rousseau, so that kind of evens things out.
Yep, they did, yeah.
And they drafted DeMar Hamlin, who Flores loved in the Senior Bowl.
Did they sign Ertz?
Hasn't happened yet.
And then weren't you saying something about Philly and Miami was in talks with X or something about players and draft capital?
Yeah,
or Derek Barnett.
Derek Barnett. Cold second. That can turn into a first.
If they send him anywhere, it needs to be to the NFC. Get him out of the conference, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Man, I'd rather have Lane Johnson, like Reason said. They really trying to get rid of somebody.
Let Liam Eichenberg just sizzle behind him.
Yeah.
Or move the guard.
Doesn't hurt. Nah, you got enough guards. It don't hurt for these guys to sit a year, bro. Like and learn it from a true professional, somebody that's done it at a high clip for a number of years. Like, yeah, definitely. I'm definitely a proponent of that.
Lane Johnson, who we should have drafted anyways, but we took Deion Jordan.
But
don't remind me.
Yeah, bro.
What from the way they're talking about Davis starting over Kinley, wouldn't you rather Eichenberg instead of Davis there?
Man, that's all speculation, man. The only reason that's being said is because of the fact that Kinley went down and he was injured at the end of the season. You know what I mean? He had the foot thing. So if he's healthy, there's no way in the world that Kinley is going to get beat out by Davis. This is not going to happen. That kid was playing amazing prior to the injury. I mean, he was probably one of the best up front prior to that. You know what I'm saying? So if he can just return back to that point, he's still better than what Davis would offer as a starter. So, I don't see that. But I know why I don't know why somebody would spend that, because
they're trying to light a fire under Kinley's ass to get him in shape.
Yeah, exactly. So,
all right, boys. I want to get some final thoughts here. I'm gonna go hang out with the wife for a little bit before she crashes. I'll be back tomorrow night, and I'll be doing the top 5 breakout candidates for the Miami Dolphins. And you guys are all welcome to come up and give me your top 5 candidates as well. Let's get some final thoughts. Florida Born, let's start with you, buddy.
Great show as always, Reason. I'm just ready for this X thing to be put to rest, and can't wait for the season to start. Fins up.
Irving, your final thoughts, dude.
Yeah, man. I hope the situation with X and the front office can get resolved, man. So we can, using X, who like Ball Game says is a luxury, with Byron Jones in the secondary, and then with the front 4 we're gonna use, man. This defense can be something special this year, man. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Fins up.
Ball Game, I'm gonna save you till the end. Crypto, your final thoughts, buddy.
Yeah, good show. Hey, I was thinking that's an interesting point Ball Game brought up earlier about if we don't have X, we're going to have to compensate by Flores coming up with a great scheme to offset that. That will be an interesting dynamic to see, because you'll get to really see his defensive prowess if that was to happen. You really know that'll really put his defensive acumen to the
Byron
test.
would definitely have to start traveling, because you're not gonna risk leaving him to one side and they just shift their number 1 over there, and then it's light him up all day.
Yeah, that's true. So that's something else. That's gonna be something to see. And then the preseason coming up, as far as him have to play in order for to get off to a good start, in his defense to become number 1 defense in the league. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Zachary, your final thoughts, buddy.
Great show, Reason, as always. This defense has the chance to be probably the best we maybe seen like in a long time. Since the no-name defense, if the stats come along and the pressures and all that stuff too. So that's only with us, but either way, I think Noah's going to be solid enough this year. He got a little bit of experience, even though he didn't play that good, but they get better every time with experience. So hopefully he does too.
Ball Game, your final thoughts, buddy.
Can't get better sitting on the bench. And I like what they have done. I keep saying it in regards to the pieces they brought in to shore up some of our deficiency areas on this defense. Front 7 and the rotation that they'll have up front should be over the top improved to the point that we are definitely a team capable of stalling and crippling teams in the run game. And then that just plays into the strength of this team. Whether X is there or not, I think we have the pieces in place to still be in the top 10% of the league, top 10 in the league in terms of pass defensive coverage and being able to be optimistic and take things away from teams. So I'm optimistic that they'll get something figured out and that X will take the advisement of the people around him and be smart about not allowing time and money to, walk right out the door past him. and get on board and come in and just have faith that they'll take care of him. Right? I mean, the Dolphins haven't at any point given him any reason not to believe that they won't take care of him. They've done it already this far and went out on a limb and paid him when he was hurt. So, and he's been hurt several times. So, you show good faith, we show good faith, and it is what it is. That's what I believe. That's what I believe they are right now. But if they do decide to trade him, they do move on from him, I think we'll still be okay. It's just adjustments. It's all about coaching anyway. This game is just as much about coaching as it is about players being able to play at elite level. So that's that.
The elite players just make it easier.
That's it.
All right, guys. I'll be back tomorrow night. We'll talk about the 5 breakout candidates. Any news that breaks, we'll talk about that as well. And then later this week, I'll drop that Raekwon Davis film study first for the members and for the Patreons, and then it'll come out later for everyone else. All right. But I'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, guys. And then Thursday night, we'll be recording the Finish Line Meatball game in Richmond Webb. Until next time, guys, stay happy, healthy, safe, and blessed. Hope you all enjoyed your long weekend. Fins up all day, every day, baby.
Fins up.